So today we will concentrate on fragments. So first, I'll create a project on name of fragment. Then we'll discuss main. So I'm creating here one project on the name of fragment. So fragment is simply it is use like we can say where we can replace the views. So this fragment we will use mostly on this particular place. So that is a very simple and the easiest way we can create that fragment. Means general meaning of the fragment is it's a piece of the activity. So using that piece of the activity here, we can create multiple scenarios like even our phone pay, Google Pay, Paytm. So these all are the applications are also have the similar kind of activities, like similar kind of fragments only they use. Because once I created a fragment, that particular piece on which location where I want to replace on which activity, like in a different activities where I want to replace. So they just I can go directly. I can replace on the particular portion. So that is normally this happens that. So for this now here, so we will see the life cycle of the fragment while loading this project. So this life cycle is almost similar as our activity life cycle. On top of the activity life cycle, there are some more extra methods added into this. So that we will see here now. So this is the life cycle diagram for the fragment. So initially it will be unattached on top of the activity. So that is will unattached. Once it is attached an activity, then it will create. So on the top of that, it will create a create view. Whatever the view we are creating on that, so that view will be created there. So once that is created, that will call as a on activity created. So that on activity created method, it will combine the activity as well as this fragment, the combination of view that goes to on start and on resume. So once it goes to the on resume, now that can be interacted with the user. So from there, it goes to pass and the next is the stop. So from there, similar like how it is created, first it will destroy the view. After destroy the view, it will destroy and it is detached. So it is similar like whatever how it is on top of the activity, it will be working this format like this, right? So for this now, so we will create a one sample project and we will see how that fragment views will be done. On top of that, means today here we will discuss the basic program on a fragment. So on top of that, we will discuss the next advanced programs in next coming sessions. So for that here, we already created a project, right? So here what I'll do is, in this main activity, I want to take two buttons and below of the two buttons, whatever the view it is there, that view I want to assign to the fragments, right? So here for this, here I'm creating this as a linear layout. right? And here I'm taking the orientation. So that is vertical. So here it is. So fragment example. Right after this, here we used to add a button, match parent and wrap content, one ID. So that is the flag one. So we are calling by using this button, we are calling the fragment one. So text load F1. So load fragment one. Done. So next load F2. So here. So now here next. So for this button, just will give some margin. Here also some margin. Right. Now below of this, now I'm creating as a frame layout, match parent, wrap content. And for this frame layout, I'm giving some background. Then one ID. So that is frame. And also I'm giving some margin. ID. So even this also will give us a match parent. Right. So the view has created like this. Right. Now when I click this particular button, so here I want to display something view that is from the fragment, right? So that we have to do here. So for that here now I'm applying here the layout. So here the data binding has created. Now here we'll add data binding. So data binding enable equal to true. So once this syncing has done, you will see next step. Right, syncing has done. Next here, we'll add where binding column. So activity main binding. So we'll handle nullify condition. So that is binding equal to data binding util dot set content. Here we'll add this. So import this. Then binding equal binding dot fragment one dot set on click. So I'm creating one on click list, right? So here now I want to replace a fragment, right? So for that here I'm creating that where fragment manager. So fragment manager, I'm taking the fragment manager. So that is colon fragment manager equal to support fragment manager. Right. So I'm taking the support fragment. Then where I want to do the fragment transaction. So for that, I'm taking the fragment transaction. Fragment transaction. So that is equal to with the reference of fragment manager dot begin transaction. So here it is begin transaction, right? I'm beginning the transaction. So now then here now where first fragment. So first frag where first frag equal to first frag. So I created one new fragment here. So then this with that name we used to create now the fragment. So now fragment transaction dot replace. So I want to replace. So what I want to replace here. So that is r.id dot this frame layout portion I want to replace with what is the fragment we created, that is the first frag. So that I want to replace with that. Then fragment transaction dot commit. So with this name now we used to create a fragment. So here I'm creating a new fragment. So that is a blank fragment. So I have created first frag. See, like this, I have created a frag. So this fragment, when you create this fragment no need can means normally activity means that can be registered on manifest file and all, but this cannot register anywhere. It won't register like this empty. So don't worry. So here, what is the text here? So here it is a blank fragment. So I'll say this is the fragment one. Like this, we have changed it. That is a fragment one. So similar here, we'll create for the button two. For the button two. So here, second fragment. Second fragment. So second frag. So here we created as fragment. So again, I'll create here blank fragment only. So second frag. Right. I'll run this. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll open the visor. Okay. See now here, I'm clicking on this. Hello, blank fragment. But here we change the text right instead of blank fragment. We change the text one. Why it is not affected. Okay, I'll add here one button on here. My parent graph content ID. So that is BT1 text. So move to from here, how to move to activity also, that also we see move to activity. For example, like we have a fragment. So how to move to activity, that we will see here. So for that here, it is created as a frame layout. Now I'll change this as a linear layout and orientation. Right. So the button and text, this is the wrap content. Done. So like this, both is created. Right. So here for this, I'm giving margin 5 dc. Done. So this is the fragment one, right? Fragment one. Here we have to, sorry, first frag. Here we have. So this is a little bit different. So these all are initially for basic understanding. These all are not required. So I'm removing those. Even these parameters. So for initial, it is not required. Even this is also not required. So the fragment on create view. So mostly we will use this fragments in the on create view only. We will do majority of cases, right? So here what I'll do here is now this creative right is like this, right? So here var view equal to this I'll do. Next here, so I'll pass a return to whatever the view we created, that I'll change this return. So now here we used to do whatever the things we have to do, that we have to do this. See, first year without data binding, I want to do that. So without data binding, I want to give the listener for the button. So that is where button, right? So where button for the button equal to null. Right. So here now we'll write button equal to find view by ID. So directly we cannot find out the element. So because it is an indirect view, right? It is a view. So with reference of this view dot find view by ID. So with reference of this view, we need to find out. That is the only difference here. That's the reason I've written this with like this in out here. Then we have to apply button dot set on click listener. Right, from here we will call an intent var intent equal to intent of this at the rate. Okay, here we will write get context, because it should call the main. So get context. Get context is put directly here. Get and set here context and set context. Then from here I want to move to the next page. So just menu page. So I have created menu page colon 4 class dot job. Then here start activity of intent, like this I have, right. So we can import this intent. Then we have to create new activity. So MTB's activity. The done. So I'm running here now. Okay. This has came extra. See it? What happened here? Main activity. So for both, okay. Here, this one will not change. Here it is separate. Yeah, now it will work. See here, low. So this is low. So from here, so we are moving to the next page, right? Like this. Let us say I want to do this with data binding. So if you want with the data binding here, so fragment first here we will add the layout, right? So for the data binding, we'll add data binding. Yeah. So now here, here. So we used to define the binding, right? So binding, where binding colon. So what is the XML name? So fragment first, right? So fragment first binding. So we'll handle nullify condition. So then here, now we will write that binding equal to, so data binding util dot. So data binding util dot inflate the view. So this we will write this. Inflate the view. So that is first one is the layout ID and this. So that is dot layout dot layout dot first file. So second one is the parent. So for the parent, it is parent only. Parent means here, sorry, container, then false, right. User group is nothing but your integer. So data binding with fragment. So data binding inflate. First one is the inflator. Right. So first one we have to write inflator. Right. So now here this is the. So here this is not required. Right here this is we know already that binding dot bt1 dot return. And here we used to give return has binding dot root. That's it. So binding dot root return. Now I'm running this. We will see. Okay. So now is perfectly working with data binding. Like this. So this is the way the fragment will be. Like in this is the basic fragment. So in this, the advanced fragment, like using advanced fragment, will create a navigation, bottom navigation, side navigation. So those are the things we will do. So that we will discuss in our next session.